Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
No. If there were a fly by the seat of your pants, chances are you have your pants on backwards.
That is a great line.
Dum dum da da, Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that takes a shallow but hopefully comedic / interesting dive into its usage. Did I missed something there? Into the usage of what?
Words, phrases,
We are a
origins.
podcast that takes a shallow.
Let's start it again.
Okay.
Start again. That's okay.
I think I missed a whole half a sentence there.
These things happen. I swear, baby. That's the first time that's ever happened. Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that takes a popular saying and takes a shallow but hopefully comedic / interesting dive into its usage, its origins, whatever, but we'll also use it to string our otherwise directionless conversation together with. My name is Jurassic Mark.
I am Skinny. This episode, particularly here, is just winging it.
It's just winging it. That's what it's all about. That's what we do every week.
We're just winging it.
People may not know that all the origins, all the whatever,
We're just winging all of that. We're winging it. What we do try and do is have some haphazard segue of the where we're going with the episode in the monologue.
Yeah, you do a good job of that.
Yeah. And today, we're just winging it.
Winging it. You know what I'm saying?
You'll get it later.
Here's why.
I'm not a planner. I wouldn't say I was a planner. I would say I was a kind of fly-by-the-seat-of-my-pants gal, you know, moment to moment. That's me.
Do you recognize that at all?
No, what is it?
Where are you going? Are you going for a walk? Come back.
I had something stuck in my teeth.
That was Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. But the idiom we're talking about today, she quotes it there, is flying by the seat of your pants.
And once you've flown by the seat of your pants, there's no going back.
That's like an airline tag.
Well,
You should fly seat of your pants.
that would be an amazing, because it came up as one of the, not that exact phrase, but in the same vein, obviously because they're flying. Brazilian Airlines. Brazilian Airlines, they're, because you were born to fly. Which just sounds funny.
Nobody was born to fly. Maybe birds.
Because you were, exactly, that was my point as I read it.
Born to fly.
Because you were born to fly, which sounds like, go ahead, strive further, run faster. But you weren't born to fly. You were born to stay on the ground.
That's very true.
Stupid Brazilian Airlines. Probably made up by some rich Brazilian.
Yeah.
Brazilian Air.
We hear slogans, whatever. I always picture the boardroom full of execs around the table.
Here you go, guys.
Executives are the least creative people of all, right? Then they hire creative people to do things, but the creative people have to convince the non-creative that their creative idea is the best.
So we're an airline company flying people around.
Because you were born to fly. I bet they didn't hire one. I bet that was the execs.
You think? That was like the president's thing? You were born to fly. And they're like, actually, you weren't born to fly. Except in
because they could have done anything. They could have
Spanish.
been like, what is it, Brazilian Airlines?
Brazilian Airlines.
Been like, Brazilian Airlines, because everything Brazilian is smoother.
Our flights are smoother? That's so ridiculous. There's no turbulence with ours. They're smooth.
Yeah, there's so many other options they could have got.
All those rich airline Brazilian airs.
So when you were saying we're just winging it, that's basically what it means to fly by the seat of your pants. You're winging it, which made me wonder if that's why we say we're winging it. Because you're flying by the seat of your pants. Wings, flight, did they literally come from the same place?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
When I was looking up and flight related stuff, and your birds and all the rest of it, and what popped up was things that can fly but that don't have wings.
What? Oh, like flying squirrel or?
Okay, the flying squirrel. And so it's like, well, is it a flying squirrel because if it can gain altitude, is that flying, or is it flying because it can glide?
It's not falling.
So
it's falling with style. We were born to fall
in style. That's first class. So it's something like that. We got squirrels, but then it took a real weird turn
because Buzz Lightyear can't fly,
so it was like things that can fly that don't have wings. Snakes and then lizards.
Snakes can fly?
And so I'm like,
There's a flying snake? Flying fish?
Fish was on the list. And so I'm like, a flying snake, because I'm already terrified of snakes enough.
Now
they can fly. And so, of course, you have to YouTube it. And it's this, of course, what was it? Get the exact name so that you can also YouTube it and not sleep ever again. It's called the Paradise Flying Snake.
This is real.
This is an actual thing. And so the snake has the capacity to expand its rib cage. I wish I was making a joke right now because it sounds so ridiculous, but it quickly spans out its rib cage so that it has a flattened bottom and like doubles out its surface area.
Like it flattens itself.
It flattens itself out and then it leaps out of the tree. And I saw the videos to prove it. It leaps out of the tree and fully does an S snaky thing
Through the air.
And glides,
Does
floats.
it fly or does it jump?
In the same vein as a flying squirrel.
So it's like more than half a second in the air.
Oh, yeah. No. It's like, well, at least in the video, it was like sailing.
No way.
Yeah, it was snaking widened out, flat-bodied through the air. And
What's it called again? Brazilian what?
It's the Paradise Flying Snake. And what it caught its attention was the Draco lizard. Okay, so this isn't coming up later, so don't worry about it.
Make mental notes.
Exactly. And so it sees this Draco lizard, and so then the snake is like, I'm gonna eat you. So it jumps out of the tree, it flies through the air, lands near this thing into a branch, slithers itself over to get it, and then the Draco lizard proceeds to jump out of the tree and fly across the air because it has like
it also flies.
It has a built-in wingsuit lizard. And so it's one flying thing chasing another flying thing that neither should fly.
What?
I know, you must YouTube the Paradise Flying Snake.
That's amazing. I am going to YouTube that.
It's terrifying. Snakes are already gross enough.
So, not to derail from that, but like a cobra, when it flares out, its hood. Is that the same kind of rib movement?
Yeah, that same kind of principle.
So cobra's like, look what I can do, and the Paradise Flying Snake is like, look what I can do.
Hello.
Wow.
That's more of like a parachute, I guess, for a cobra.
just
Just
if you
the
do
hood.
fall.
It's like if I fall out of the tree, just fan out and put my head down like a parachute.
It's like a little umbrella with a handle.
Mary Poppins. the King Mary Poppins cobra.
So funny. Did you have anything else on that list? Interesting things that shouldn't fly?
That was, you mentioned the fish, but then everyone knows the flying squirrel. But
No,
snakes?
flying fish,
Ugh.
they actually do have like really big fins, wing-like fins, right?
Sure, yeah, they don't fly.
Or is that just in the cartoons I've seen of flying fish?
A lot of these things, but then I got thinking, they propel themselves with some sort of accelerated momentum.
Yeah.
And then glide.
Yeah.
Ish. But
So flight, real flight.
And then I was going to go there. Is it flying? And then I'm like, well, what about a glider? Like where they get up in the air and they glide for hours and catch air currents. And
right.
They don't have the ability to, they don't have engines, but they fly.
But then is a magnetic, you know how they have those hovering magnetic things, desktop, like the floating pen, but it's
Sure.
actually reverse magnets holding it.
Sure.
Is that flight?
Yeah. This gets the deeper debate that I was prepared for.
Right. Hovering, gliding, flying.
So it's like, remember that time you pushed so-and-so off the building?
How long do you have to be
He was flying.
off the ground to be flying? Like,
Is he flying or is he just falling?
Like jumpers.
Right.
Like that snake is just jumping. But he does flare
But he
out.
glides.
Yeah.
I know. It's a real debate in the animal kingdom. And so
They're holding court.
you can comment on the channel somewhere if you want to jump into the moronic
I
controversy.
had this funny thought, going back to the saying, fly by the seat of your pants. One of the things reminded me of Howie Mandel's special, the special that made him big back in the day. I gotta remember the name of it or anything, but he's wearing like a kind of a pilot's jacket or whatever. Something. He undoes the jacket, and this toy fly, like the size of a baseball, falls out of his jacket and is dangling from his belt. And he's like, What? Is my fly down? It's like total Carrot Top prop act, right? And I'm just like, oh, that's funny. It just made me laugh.
He had so many stupid good ones.
This is so.
All right, everybody in the bottom of the audience, just turn around and spit up at the people in the balcony.
Did he do that?
It's like everyone in the balcony. You know, I started off. You spit on the people down at the bottom, and then everyone at the bottom, you spit back. So stupid how he went down.
If there were a fly by the seat of your pants, chances are you have your pants on backwards.
That is a great line. Wow, that's so good.
Jurassic Mark.
End scene. When the fly by the seat of your pants, you start doing the research, and you may have come across this from Top Gun.
No, I don't know.
Okay, so there was a character in Top Gun where Goose and Maverick, when they went to that flight school, and I think it was Michael Ironside was the teacher person.
Right.
And his code name was Jester.
Okay.
And so he says in the line, his fitness report says it all. Flies by the seat of his pants. Totally unpredictable. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well, that is a legit segue because we're going to find out how appropriate that little quote is in 1 second here.
I said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origin.
Where's the guitar solo?
Weird. We're in mono today.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
I think our soundboard has been
there it
sharing
is.
drinks with people.
Mono. That's funny. They're missing one whole channel because our soundboard's been sharing drinks.
Sharing pop, apparently, with other people.
All right, let's get into the origins and the history of Fly by the Seat of Your Pants. So, great segue with the Top Gun reference because Fly by the Seat of Your Pants originally came from Fly by the Seat of Your Trousers, which obviously is a more British way of saying something. But it was a term specific to aviation. In fact, I learned a new word this week. Have you ever heard the word parlance? P-A-R-L-A-N-C-E?
To convey something?
No. Well, yeah, but parlance is a word or phrase that is specific to
aviation?
to whatever industry. So you could be a welder, and you might have some little idiom that really only applies to other welders.
Sure.
Did I say welder or plumber?
Welder.
Welder.
You brother, you plumber.
Welder. You plumber.
So
yeah, parlance is a phrase or an idiom or a little one-liner that applies only to that industry or that community or that whatever. Anyway, it was specific to aviation. So as you can imagine...
Don't mega weld when you should TIG it.
I don't know. Is TIG it a welding term?
If you're a welder, you'd know.
Okay.
I was parlancing it for you.
Nice parlancing.
Parlance of oil.
You need to get that parlanced. As you can imagine, in the early days of aviation, there was little to no instrumentation in the cockpit, if you even had a cockpit,
technical.
right?
Okay.
There's nothing. So, and when they did start bringing instruments into flight, often it was early on, so they were failing all the time. So a pilot would be a good pilot or a great pilot if he could fly by the seat of the seat of his pants, because it was all in how the plane felt. You were driving, you were flying by feel. And if you think about it, some people have broken it down to why that even came to be, and it's pretty basic at its core. Like if you think about, we shared once about being about skydiving. I think we've talked about it on here, and how little that plane was. Like we were sitting flat bottomed on the floor of the plane, and back then, beginning of aviation, they were all quite small, and so you really felt it all in the seat of your pants. Like you felt the turbulence, and even if you were, if there was zero visibility, you're fogged out, whatever the case may be, you could tell by the way your position of your seat, whether you're ascending, descending, tilted. You don't necessarily need to see the horizon because you can feel it in the seat of your pants. You can tell the position of the plane that you're in. So yeah, it literally was like if you just kind of like play piano by ear, you flew a plane by the seat of your pants.
You've been to the air show, right?
Not legitimately.
Like you've seen it
pulled
because
over
it's so
by the side of the highway to watch it.
I've been a
without
number
buying
of
ticket.
times. One thing that was fascinating was jets who would land. It was landing without the use of brakes.
Without the use of wheels?
Without the use of brakes.
Okay.
And so they'd come in, the jet doing its jet thing, but then it would increase its pitch so that its nose was like not vertical, but on a really steep angle. And so it came in kind of like sideways, like with its jets to the ground.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And then tipped itself down once its rear.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy to see.
Do a little pop a wheelie down there.
Well, you're just not being able to see where you're landing.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how
That's
that works.
flying by the seat of your pants, or do they have...
It's just stupid. But
Some of the new cars have that rear camera.
that's what it is. There's like
They're just watching their
6,000.
iPhone on their dashboard.
wait for the beeps to go off. You're touching the runway.
That's so funny. I never thought of it. I've seen it, not live, but I've seen that landing, and I've never thought about the fact that
You can't see what's
they
going
can't
on.
see what they're doing. How do they know how close?
Well, in that Top Gun scene, it was related to when Goose and Maverick took on Jester, and they're doing air combat training, and then afterwards he's totally unpredictable and all the rest of it, and the lead commander is like, he got you, didn't he? And that was this big why he felt he didn't like him was because he beat the yeah. He's totally unpredictable. He's flying by the seat of his pants. Totally unpredictable. He got you, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. The term "flying by the seat of your pants" really took off in the 1930s and was first widely used in reports of Douglas Corrigan. Have you heard of him? Did you come across him at all? So he flew from USA to Ireland in 1938, but the story of that is actually pretty interesting because, so first of all, that flight was reported by a ton of U.S. papers, including a piece called, the one that kind of made it famous, was "Corrigan Flies by the Seat of His Pants." Perfect for today. And that was in the Edwardsville Intelligencer. What should we call our paper? Let's see. We're in Edwardsville.
And we're smart.
We wanted to seem smart.
Intelligencer.
How about intelligence? No, we're smarter.
Make it-
Intelligencer?
Like more
Why
intelligence?
not intelligence-est? That's too much.
It's over the top now.
Anyway, the 19th of July, 1938, this is what it said in that article. Douglas Corrigan was described as an aviator who flies by the seat of his pants today by a mechanic who helped him rejuvenate the plane, which airport men have now nicknamed the Spirit of $69.90 with a dollar sign, so $69.90. The old flying expression of "flies by the seat of his trousers" was explained by Larry Connor, means going aloft without instruments, which we've already talked about. So Douglas Corrigan rejuvenates his plane with the help of these mechanics. They think it's been pieced together like it's a crap plane. And so instead of the Spirit of St. Louis, which was a very famous airplane, they call him the Spirit of $69.90 or $69.90.
Like all these little spare parts.
Yeah. So 2 days before this report, Corrigan had submitted a flight plan to fly from Brooklyn to California, which previously he had planned for a transatlantic flight but was rejected, and presumably it was because it was on the grounds of the Spirit of $69.90 being a terrible
piece of
airplane.
junk.
Yeah. So no, it got rejected. He can't. It's not up to the job. It's not up to its job. So his subsequent 29-hour flight ended in Dublin, even though he claimed he was going from Brooklyn to California. 29 hours later, he lands in Ireland and claims that his compasses had failed and he was just flying by the seat of his pants, aiming for California. And
something's really gone
so
wrong.
he never openly admitted it, but it was widely assumed that he just rejected the rejection. It's like,
Sure.
you can't go to Ireland. Okay, I'll go to California.
Whoops, I'm going
My
180 degrees
instrument
the wrong way.
failed. So he was there for...
The sun is getting up on the wrong side of the world.
Exactly. From that point on, he became known as Wrong Way Corrigan.
Oh, that's
Because
awesome.
he literally flew east when he should have been flying west. And there was a movie in 1939, 1 year after this flight, called The Flying Irishman, about his story. And the actor that played him.
Really?
Yeah, they got him.
Oh, that's cool.
They did his whole story about this, and they actually got Corrigan. What was his name? What was his first
Douglas.
name? Douglas Corrigan to play himself.
I'm paying attention.
In the Flying Goodness coming up later. Which, when I heard that he became known, he had this funny story. He became famous on this accidental flight, quote unquote accidental flight to Ireland, and he became known as Wrong Way Corrigan. Something triggered in my mind, and so tell me if you recognize this, because I'm like, I'm sure this is not a made-up memory. So tell me if you recognize this little clip, because I found it.
Tell me this happened.
The Spirit of the Bronx. Say, that was Wrong Way Feldman's plane. That's right, the one that he used on his round-the-world trip. Looks like more halfway around the world. Wrong.
You recognize it?
No.
Gilligan's Island.
Oh, interesting.
So they find a plane called
That's
the Spirit of the Bronx
hilarious.
by a pilot who accidentally got stuck there called Wrong Way Feldman.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's
so
the total play.
parody
Yeah.
on the actual
Didn't they
story.
find like Amelia Earhart in something as well?
On Gilligan's Island?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that, but wrong way.
Talk about like planes that got lost.
Wrong Way Feldman.
Wrong
Wrong
Way
Way
Feldman.
Corrigan.
Well, the part that I do appreciate on the living or flying by the seat of your pants, just the randomness of how it's part like feel. And I know you're a huge fan of like improv and theater sports and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You've been down to the back alley theater at all?
It's been a long time, but used to frequent there.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I had it in my head.
Well, I was a back alley theater when it was not where it is now. It was on Thurlow in Vancouver.
right across from like the
Now
Red
it's in
Robins.
Granville Island. It's much fancier.
Yeah, well, back then it was a back alley.
It was literally a
the
back alley.
theater.
Yeah, tiny.
Yeah, there was some special. I'm pretty sure like that. You and I, maybe Maniac 180 was there like Monday specials or something where it was like something. I remember like being some $5 night, and we went like every week.
I don't think I've been there with you. Yeah, I used to go, but I think it was before I even knew you that I went there more often.
Maybe is this one of those memories? Tell me this is real.
I got a clip.
Exactly.
No, I was thinking about improv because we did like, okay, you know how there's Broadway and then there's off Broadway. Well, there's improv and then there's amateur improv. We're off amateur improv because we used to do it like for small gatherings and they'll throw together skits, but you are literally winging it. I was
Right.
trying to think of it. The best example I could think of where I've truly just like, I got to wing this. I'm flying by the seat of my pants has been a couple of job interviews I've had where you're just like,
Making the sound.
you know, you just,
Don't let them know I don't know anything.
do you have any experience with? Sure.
Yep. Surgery? You got
I mean,
it.
I've never lied in my resume, but I look pretty good in an interview.
It was we've done live improv for like big events. There's a few hundred
people.
few
Yeah.
hundred people here.
Yeah, it's been a while now, but for sure, yeah, we can keep it going.
That's
we used to
funny.
still randomly we'll do the questions game.
Yeah. Do we?
How long has it been since we played that
Why
game?
did we stop in the first place?
I can't remember why we started. Oh, I screwed up. Shoot.
Yeah, it's but it's that, you know, flying by the seat of your pants where it's like I hope this makes sense.
Yeah,
It's coming out of my
just
mouth.
Keep going. Well, I very recently went to Schwartz and Middleditch.
Wow.
So as part of the
Sounds like
what's
a
the
bar mitzvah.
the comedy festival, the big one, Just for Laughs festival in Vancouver. Schwartz and Middleditch, you would recognize both of them as actors. They did long form improv, and my son and I and his girlfriend went and saw that. And over an hour. So they took
Wow.
one person out of the audience. So we need somebody here to give us something that's kind of gone wrong for you in life. And this guy tells a 30-second version. They asked a couple questions, and they're like, okay, we don't need help from anyone anymore. We'll be done in an hour. And they did this
Wow.
two-person skit where each of them played probably a dozen or more characters, but also would swap. Like, it starts out with a husband and wife scene. The guy who plays the husband in the beginning and the other guy plays the wife. To keep the thing going, sometimes they alternate. So someone's at the door, now he's the wife when he was the husband a second ago. And you're just like,
That's cool.
It was amazing. Like, to just fly
Mind-bending.
by the seat of your pants and complete this story was out of this world. I actually realized I haven't really seen you since I went to this.
That's really
but
cool.
It was amazing.
I couldn't imagine long form like
So
that.
they have same two guys have Netflix special coming. And I guess we're sponsoring them today. They have a Netflix special coming. I have no idea to the content or the appropriateness for family until it comes out. But the long form improv.
Yeah, because usually the skits are like 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like just the winging it, and they break the fourth wall a couple of times. Like, no, we can't go that way. If we don't, we'll be in this room for the rest of tonight. Like, we need.
While they stare at the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it was great. It was great.
Those back alley days, but improv, that fly by the seat of your pants experience, where like you're thinking on the spot, and sometimes it lands, and sometimes it's like,
doesn't.
Yeah, you're an idiot. And people are just staring at you blankly.
When you have a good team of people and someone can pick up the pieces and run in a different direction.
Right.
And other times you just want to let that person burn.
When your friends let you die in front of other people,
those are good friends.
That's good. Yeah, those are actually better friends.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so anyways, we're kind of heading into the tail stretch for what's going on this week. Well, I did have one final Top Gun. Another line from Jester. Talking about Goose and Maverick. That was some of the best flying I've seen to date. Right up to the part where you got killed. It was the air combat sequence. That was amazing. Right up to the part where you got killed.
Is he what? How
does he get killed? Oh, because it's all in not simulation,
simulators.
but it's the targeting systems are just electronic.
Right.
You've just been struck down by a missile.
Because I'm like, that seems cold. Did he get killed?
No, it's great. Anyways, the flying by the seat of our pants, as in this podcast.
Nice.
We're heading up to this next zone. Going to be challenging each other to a riddle-ink. Why don't you tell us a bit about what it is and the last one that we left with our legitimate children.
Riddle-ink is a game we like to play that is a two-part, usually trivia-based question that requires a two-part yet overlapping answer. So, for example, last week our idiom of the week was the elephant in the room. And so we left everybody with this one. Will's uncle on the Fresh Prince made the art exhibit The Elephant in the Room. And this one, the answers came flying in. So I'm curious. Well, I'll give you the answer first. But so it was Philip Banks was the uncle on the Fresh Prince, and Banksy was the artist. So the answer is Philip Banksy. And we had more answers, people chiming in this week than ever before. So I don't know if we need to mention Fresh Prince more often or Banksy.
That's awesome.
Or elephants. But yeah, thank you everybody for playing along. Appreciate it. Love it when you chime in and give your guesses. And everybody got it right.
Definitely. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's always fun hearing from people too. So please feel free to comment in on any of the social media mediums on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter at 3 Minutes Gone.
All right. Well, do you want to play again?
Absolutely. Let me start.
Okay.
We got to dig up my my notes here. Okay. Brazilian Airlines slogan seems chaotic and disorganized.
Okay, you were born to fly by the seat of your pants.
Yes.
Nice. I'm glad I remembered that.
That was good.
Okay, I didn't write them down because I'm just going to wing it and fly by the seat of my pants. No, I'm just kidding. I got it right here. Here we go. Which one do I want to give you?
Give me the easy one. Send the hard one out to our illegitimate children.
All right, here's the
I'm always impressed with people's ability to put them together.
I know.
Yeah,
it's really good. So here's the easier one. To wing it like an aviator, one by one, hurrah, hurrah.
Fly by the seat of your pants came marching.
Yeah.
One by
pants
one.
Go marching, yeah.
That's funny. Hurrah, hurrah. That sounded military.
Wing it.
By the seat of your pants. Hoorah, hoorah.
Fly by the seat of your pants, go marching.
I like it.
Give me another one.
All right. I'll find in my notes here. These Canuck honkers.
What?
These Canuck honkers feel the need for speed.
Oh. Canadian Goose and Maverick?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, good job.
I'm like, Canadian Goose, it's got to be more. Yeah. Canadian Goose and Maverick.
A Canuck honker.
Yeah. First I was like, the Canucks, Vancouver hockey. Oh, I see where you're
going. I was dying. How do you say Canadian without saying Canadian?
Canuck.
Canuck. That's a Canuck. We're the Canucks. What are some of the other ones?
The other what?
Like we're Canucks. What is
Another Canadian
American?
Yankee?
Oh, Yankee. Okay. Is that like a slur or anything?
From overseas, you can call all American Yankees. Within America, I think there was Yankees versus the Confederates or whatever back in the day, right? Civil War.
That's some deep history. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's good.
Anyway, all right.
If it was deeply offensive, then
You've already told them how to get a hold of us, so please do that. Tell us if you've ever flown. Nobody chimed in with any elephant story, but they all came in with their answers. So
if you
gotta get some stories.
Yeah, stories are so much more fun.
They really are. Okay, here's one for all our illegitimate children out there, and it goes a little something like this. This plane was flown by Wrong Way Corrigan and then sung in German by Nina.
So stupid. Okay, I like it. Oh, okay.
You know it?
I'm cooking it up. Well, we enjoyed putting today's episode together. We hope you enjoyed listening to it. I am Skinny.
I am Jurassic Wrong Way Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
You better stop flying by the seat of your pants and start living by the word of God.
Nice.
Start living by the word. Living by the word.
I said he's living by the word.
Usually I fade it out by now.
And there's a copyright strike.
Last 3 minutes gone.